Greetings, stargazers. Today we're traveling back in time, not to the Big Bang but to the Roman Empire. Imagine a world without cars, electricity, or the internet. Can you picture it? That was life in ancient Rome. But don't be fooled by the lack of modern gadgets. Roman life was vibrant, complex, and full of surprises. Join us as we explore the daily routines, social structures, and grand spectacles of this ancient civilization. Get ready for a thrilling journey through time. Roman society was like a pyramid. At the top were the patricians, the wealthy landowners and elite families. They held the power, made the laws, and enjoyed the finest things in life. Below them were the plebeians, the everyday citizens who made up the majority of the population. They were farmers, artisans, merchants, and laborers. Life for plebeians was tougher, but they had their own communities, traditions, and even some political influence. And then there were the enslaved people, who sadly had no rights or freedoms. They were forced to work in households, mines, and fields, supporting the Roman economy with their labor. Imagine walking down a bustling Roman street. The air is filled with the smells of fresh bread, spices, and, well, let's just say not everything smelled great back then. You see people in togas rushing to the Forum, the heart of the city. Here, you'd find markets overflowing with goods from across the empire. You might bump into a senator discussing politics, or a philosopher sharing his wisdom. And don't forget the public bathhouses. These weren't just for getting clean, they were social hubs where Romans relaxed, chatted, and even conducted business. Let's meet two Romans from different walks of life. First, we have Marcus, a wealthy patrician. He starts his day with a leisurely breakfast, served by enslaved people in his grand villa. He then heads to the Senate to debate laws and make decisions that affect the entire empire. In the evening he might attend a lavish banquet with other elites, enjoying music, poetry, and fine dining. Now, meet Lucia, a plebeian woman. She wakes up early to help her family at their small bakery. They work hard to make a living, selling bread to their neighbors. In the evening, Lucia might visit the local tavern for a simple meal and some lively conversation. Section 5. Fun and games in the Roman way. Romans worked hard, but they also knew how to have fun. For a truly grand spectacle, nothing beat the Colosseum. Picture a massive amphitheater packed with roaring crowds eager for blood and glory. Gladiators armed with swords and shields battled each other, sometimes to the death. Chariot races were another crowd pleaser, with teams of horses thundering around the Circus Maximus. For those who preferred a less intense form of entertainment, there were theaters offering comedies, tragedies, and even acrobatics. Section 6. Gods, temples, and the rise of a new faith. The Romans were a deeply religious people, worshipping a pantheon of gods and goddesses. They believed these deities influenced every aspect of their lives, from the weather to their victories in war. Temples dedicated to these gods dotted the cityscape, and religious festivals were a regular occurrence. But in the 1st century AD, a new faith began to spread throughout the empire: Christianity. This monotheistic religion, with its message of love and salvation, appealed to many Romans, especially the poor and marginalized. Section 7. Raising a Roman family. Family was incredibly important in Roman society. The head of the household was the paterfamilias, usually the oldest male, who had absolute authority over his wife, children, and even slaves. Children were educated at home or in small schools, learning rhetoric, philosophy, and history. Boys from wealthy families often received advanced education to prepare them for careers in law, politics, or the military. Girls, on the other hand, had limited educational opportunities and were primarily trained in domestic skills. Section 8. Lessons from the past. As we wrap up our journey to ancient Rome, we're left with a sense of awe and wonder. This civilization, with its impressive achievements in engineering, law, and art, continues to captivate us today. But beyond the grandeur of the Colosseum and the intrigue of Roman politics, there are valuable lessons to be learned from their daily lives. We can appreciate the importance of community, the value of hard work, and the enduring power of ideas. And as we look up at the same stars that shone down on ancient Rome, we're reminded that we are all connected across time and space.